Welcome back. How are we doing? So today we're going to talk about frequency and histograms in 10.2. So last time we talked about different line graphs and pie charts and things like that. And now histograms are just another way of taking some data points and forming a new type of way to analyze them essentially. So we'll show you what that looks like here. So our first example, it says, number of rushing yards completed by a running back on a professional football team in each of the 16 regular season games. And now it's 17. Use the data to make a stem and leaf plot with a title and a key. All right, so title, we're going to call this rushing yards per game, because that's what we're looking at here. And then the key, we've already made here, the 10s and the 1s. Okay. So first of all, we're going to order our stem by lowest to highest. So in the 10 spot, looks like this player never rushed less than 30 yards. So yeah, again, notice we put the 3 from here in the stem. And then let's see here. So we have 3 and then 4. We have 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, a couple good games. But no games over 100. Close. You had 98 here, but no games over 100. So now the leaves, so think of this like a tree. So you have the stem, which is the base, 3 or 30. And then the leaves are the ones places. So he rushed for 32 yards, and we're going to put these in order as well. So he rushed for 32 yards. Now that's the only 30-yard game he had. Now I look at 40s. So you have 43. And 48. And I'm marking them off as I go. Yeah. Marking them off as I go. 48. Doesn't look like we have any other ones. 50. I see 52. And 54. And 54 again. And I see 57. I think that's it. Yep. Now look at 60s. He had one 65-yard game and a 68-yard game. And that's it for 60s. Now look at 70s. Had a 72, 4, 8. Oh, and a 3. So 2, 3, 4, 8. And 8, he had one 83-yard game and a 96 and a 98. Okay, so what makes this interesting is that we are able to look at this right away and go, well, he had a lot of 70-yard games and even a couple 90s games, some 50s, very little 30s and 40s. So typically, besides these 3 games, this player was rushing for at least 50 yards or more. And so just by organizing the data that way, instead of looking at all these points and trying to determine, oh, this is, how this guy did, if we organize it like this, we can see little patterns like that. So that's just one example of a frequency and history stem and leaf plot. So next one says the test scores for 2 algebra classes are shown in the stem and leaf plot. How many students scored 100? So here's the 10s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There would be the hundreds at the bottom. And there's 2 students that did that. Oops. So how many students in period 5? So here's period 5. So this is a double stem and leaf plot. Notice we have this side represents period 3, and this side represents period 5. So all we care about on this one is period 5. So it says how many students in period 5 scored greater than 80? 2. Oh, 80, sorry. Plus those 3. So a total of 5, greater than 80, so 5. What was the lowest score in period 3? Period 3, lowest was a 53. Which period had more scores? How many more? So the period 5 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 total scores. Period 3 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 scores. So which period had more scores? Period 5. How many more? By 1. One more. There we go. All right. Now on this one, it says the number of calls per day to a fire and rescue service for 3 weeks is given below. Use the data to complete the frequency table. So now I previously colored these to make it easier to spot these. So 0 to 3 is in red. So how many times that happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6. 4 to 7 times happens 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 8 to 11, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 12 to 15, 1, 2, 3 times. 16 to 19, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 6, 4, 4, 3, 4. Okay. And now it's saying use a frequency table in exercise 3 to make a histogram with the title and axis labels. Which intervals have the same frequency? So looking at this, we're going to make a table of this. So from 0 to 3 was 6. There's 6 of these. Okay. Let's see here. From 4 to 7, there's 4. Uh, 8 to 11 was also 4. 12 to 15 was 3. 6 to 19 was also 4. So it says which intervals have the same frequency? Notice here, here, and here, all of them are 4. So which intervals have the same frequency? We'd say 4 to 7, oops, 4 to 7, 8 to 11, and 16 to 19. All of the same frequency. And that is how you do 10.2, looking at frequency and histograms. You guys, again, have any questions? Feel free to ask. Thanks.